The quiet whisper of truth often gets lost in the noise of the world, especially when it comes to our well-being. We seek complex answers, yet sometimes the simplest gifts from nature hold profound power. Today, we uncover two such gifts, sweet messengers of balance. Stay with me, for the final understanding connects these threads in a way that might change how you see your path to health. Ancient berries. It is a gentle path we walk, this journey of living, of nurturing the vessel that carries us through the seasons of our existence. And sometimes on this path, we encounter challenges, like the delicate dance of maintaining balance within our bodies, especially when sweetness itself, a taste so often associated with joy and comfort, seems like a foe, a trickster leading us astray. Yet nature, in its infinite wisdom, its timeless patience, often tucks away its most potent secrets, its most compassionate remedies in the most unassuming of packages, waiting quietly to be rediscovered by hearts and minds willing to listen. Consider the small, humble berry, specifically one that has graced ancient trees for centuries, perhaps even millennia, offering its quiet strength, its subtle medicine to those who understood its language, those who lived in closer harmony with the earth's rhythms. I speak of fruits like the mulberry, a fruit that carries the sun's warmth, the earth's deep nourishment, and the resilience of ages within its unassuming, often delicate form. These berries, they are not a harsh remedy, not a forceful intervention designed to shock the system into submission. Their power, their profound efficacy lies in their gentle persuasion, their ability to work in harmony with the body's own intricate systems, like a skilled diplomat rather than a conquering warrior. When we consume such a fruit, we are not merely ingesting sugars, simple carbohydrates that provide a quick burst of energy. We are partaking in a complex tapestry of fibers, both soluble and insoluble, a vibrant array of antioxidants, those noble defenders against cellular stress, and a host of unique organic compounds that speak to our cells in a forgotten tongue, a language of wholeness and cooperation. The sweetness is there, yes, a fleeting pleasure for the palate, a momentary delight, but it is a sweetness chaperoned, guided and tempered by these other elements, which encourage a more measured, a more thoughtful, a more sustainable response from our inner workings. Imagine the slow, deliberate release of energy into our bloodstream, not a sudden, jarring surge that unsettles the calm waters within, but a steady, unwavering current that sustains, that nourishes, that allows for graceful adaptation. This is where the surprise often lies, even for those who study the human body with great diligence, with microscopes and intricate biochemical analyses. How can something sweet, something inherently pleasurable, also be a friend to balance, particularly when that balance involves the careful management of sugars? It is because nature, unlike many of our human-made systems, does not operate in stark blacks and whites, in simple oppositions or crude dichotomies. It is a realm of profound nuances, of synergistic relationships, of interconnectedness where every element plays a role in the greater whole. The fiber in these ancient berries, for instance, acts like a wise elder, a patient teacher guiding the sugars, ensuring they enter the bloodstream with grace and consideration, not with disruptive, overwhelming haste. This inherent property slows down the entire digestive process, giving the body ample time to adapt, to respond appropriately, to utilize the offered energy efficiently without being thrown into a state of alarm or metabolic stress. It's a lesson in mindfulness, in patience, in gentle unfolding, taught not by a guru in a remote cave, but by a simple fruit hanging from a tree. And then there are the other subtle compounds, the phytonutrients, those remarkable plant-derived chemicals, including the anthocyanins and other flavonoids, pigments that give the berry its deep, rich, often jewel-like hue, crimson, indigo, almost black. These are not just for show, not just to attract the eye of a passing bird or creature. They are potent protectors, dedicated guardians against the oxidative stresses that modern life, with its pollutants and pressures, and even the body's own natural metabolic processes, can impose upon our cells. They help to soothe the inner environment, reducing the silent, unseen fires of inflammation that can, over time, disrupt our delicate equilibrium and pave the way for chronic imbalances. It is a holistic offering, really, a complete package of care. The berry does not just address one isolated symptom or target one specific pathway. It offers a broad spectrum of support, much like a kind, compassionate friend who listens patiently to all our concerns and offers comfort and assistance in many forms, not just one. This multifaceted approach is a hallmark of nature's medicine, so different from the targeted, often narrow focus of many synthetic interventions. To incorporate such a fruit into one's life is not about rigid prescription, not about adding another burdensome rule to an already complex existence. It is rather about mindful inclusion, about rediscovering the simple, profound joy of whole, unprocessed foods and understanding that these are not mere calories to be counted, not just fuel to be burned. They are packets of life force, condensed sunlight and earth wisdom, carriers of vital information that our body, in its innate intelligence, knows how to read and utilize for its optimal functioning. Perhaps it is a small handful in the morning, mixed into a simple bowl of oats or alongside some nuts, a way to greet the day with gentleness and intention. Or perhaps it is an addition to a simple, nourishing meal later in the day, a touch of natural sweetness that also brings this hidden, supportive power, a quiet counterpoint to more savory elements. The key, as with so many things in the pursuit of well-being, is consistency, not necessarily sheer quantity. A small, regular appreciation of such gifts, woven into the fabric of our daily lives, can, over time, contribute to a profound and lasting shift in our inner landscape. It is the steady, persistent drip of water that eventually fills the largest vessel. It is the consistent, gentle practice that builds enduring strength and resilience from within. We must, of course, always listen to our own bodies with keen attention, for we are all unique expressions of nature, intricate tapestries woven from different threads, and what nourishes one individual optimally may need to be adapted or approached differently by another. But the underlying principle remains steadfast and true. Nature offers us powerful allies, often in the most surprising and delightful forms, if we only have the eyes to see, the quietude to perceive, and the humble willingness to receive its bounty. Giant's gift? Now let us turn our attention, our mindful awareness, to another remarkable offering from the vast and generous pantry of the natural world, a fruit of such impressive stature, such commanding presence, that it seems almost a fable, a legend whispered down through generations, yet it is entirely real, a tangible testament to nature's exuberant, creative, and generous spirit. I am thinking of the jackfruit, a truly magnificent creation, often found thriving in the warm, humid embrace of tropical climes, hanging heavy and pendulous from its sturdy tree like a giant's thoughtful offering, a bounty almost too large to comprehend at first glance. Its sheer size is often the first thing that astonishes, but even more remarkable, even more wondrous, are the versatile gifts it holds securely within its formidable, spiky exterior. And again, here lies a sweet surprise, a potential ally in our ongoing quest for metabolic harmony, a notion that might, at first, seem counterintuitive, even paradoxical, when faced with the lush, fragrant, and distinctly sweet flesh of its ripened form. When this colossal fruit is young, harvested before its sugars have fully developed, its character is quite different, fascinatingly so. It is more starchy, with a neutral, almost savory flavor profile, and a remarkably stringy, meat-like texture. This characteristic has led to its ingenious use in many culinary traditions as a convincing substitute for pulled pork or chicken, particularly in vegetarian and vegan cuisines. This in itself is a marvel of nature's adaptability, a single fruit offering such diverse culinary possibilities depending on its stage of maturity. It's a living lesson in transformation, showing how potential can unfold in unexpected ways. But as it ripens on the tree, as the complex starches within undergo their natural alchemical transformation into simpler sugars, a luscious tropical sweetness emerges. A heady fragrance fills the air, and the flesh becomes soft, succulent, and intensely flavorful. It is this ripe sweetness that might make us pause, especially if we are being particularly mindful of our body's intricate sugar response system. Yet, like our ancient wise berries, the jackfruit, in its ripened glory, does not present its inherent sweetness in isolation, as a lone wolf without a pack. It comes accompanied most significantly by a truly remarkable amount of dietary fiber, both soluble and insoluble. A true, steadfast friend to our digestive system and, importantly for our current discussion, a powerful modulator of how those natural sugars are processed and absorbed into our bloodstream. This abundant fiber acts as a kind of internal scaffold, a gentle break within our digestive tract. It creates a viscous gel, it adds bulk, and it slows down the entire digestive process, ensuring that the inherent sweetness, the glucose derived from its sugars, is released gradually, gently into our system. This allows the body, our pancreas, and our cells to manage this influx of energy with greater ease, with less stress, with more equanimity. Imagine the crucial difference between a sudden, uncontrolled flash flood that overwhelms the landscape, causing disruption and damage, and a gently flowing, broad river that nourishes the land, sustains life along its banks, and moves with a predictable, manageable rhythm that the surrounding ecosystem can accommodate and thrive upon. The high fiber content in ripe jackfruit helps to create this more river-like flow of energy within us, preventing the sharp, undesirable peaks and subsequent troughs in blood sugar levels that can be so taxing on our metabolic system, leading to energy crashes, cravings, and, over time, more serious imbalances. This is a profound example of nature's inherent intelligence, its perfect design, packaging readily available energy with the very tools needed to manage it wisely, to utilize it beneficially. It's a complete, self-contained system, a living lesson in self-regulation and balanced provision, offered to us in the delightful form of a delicious, exotic fruit. Furthermore, beyond the crucial partnership of natural sugars and abundant fiber, jackfruit is also a noteworthy source of various essential vitamins and minerals, contributing significantly to the overall nutrient density of our dietary intake. It contains appreciable amounts of vitamin C, an important antioxidant that supports immune function and collagen production, and vitamin B6, crucial for nerve function and metabolism. It is also a good source of potassium, an electrolyte that plays a vital role in maintaining healthy blood pressure, fluid balance, and nerve signals. And healthy blood pressure is itself often a concern when overall metabolic balance is challenged or compromised. It's this rich symphony of components, the natural sugars for energy, the fiber for regulation, the vitamins and minerals for overall cellular health and function, all working together in concert, that make such fruits far more than just their sweet taste or their calorie count. It's the combined synergistic effect, the holistic package, that offers these surprising and welcome benefits. It reminds us with gentle insistence that when we choose to consume whole, natural foods as nature designed them, we are receiving a complex, intelligent package of information and nourishment, far more intricate, balanced, and ultimately beneficial than isolated nutrients, refined sugars, or heavily processed food-like products. The way we approach such a potent and generous fruit as jackfruit is also key to unlocking its benefits while maintaining our inner harmony. Moderation, as with all things in life, is a golden principle of wisdom. One does not need to consume vast, overwhelming quantities to benefit from its unique properties. A mindful portion, savored for its unique flavor and texture, appreciated for its life-sustaining energy, can be a wonderful and enriching addition to a balanced, varied way of eating. It can gracefully satisfy the natural human desire for sweetness, a desire that is innate and not inherently problematic, in a way that also brings these valuable, regulating components into our system. It's about making conscious, informed choices, perhaps replacing less beneficial sweet options, like processed desserts laden with refined sugars and unhealthy fats, with those that offer this added dimension of natural support and wholesome goodness. This is not a path of deprivation, of grimly denying ourselves pleasure. It is instead a path of intelligent substitution, of cultivating discernment, of finding profound joy and deep satisfaction in foods that also align with our deeper intention for vibrant well-being and long-term health. The doctor's disbelief often stems from a paradigm that understandably views concentrated, refined, sweet things as inherently problematic in certain health conditions. But nature's sweetness, when found within its whole, unadulterated, fiber-rich form, often behaves in a remarkably different and more benign manner within the body than the isolated, rapidly absorbed sugars that are so unfortunately prevalent in the modern food environment. The majestic jackfruit, in its ripe, sweet generosity, is a powerful and delicious teacher in this regard. It invites us with open arms to look beyond simplistic labels, beyond fear-based restrictions, and to appreciate the intricate supportive matrix in which natural sugars are delivered by a wise and benevolent nature. It's an invitation to trust, once again, in the profound, time-tested wisdom embedded in the natural world all around us, a wisdom that has successfully sustained life in its myriad forms for millennia. Inner balance. Ultimately, this thoughtful exploration of nature's surprisingly sweet allies, these humble berries, and this giant's gift, brings us to a deeper understanding, a more profound and resonant truth about our own inner landscape, our intricate physiology, and our sacred relationship with the world around us, the world that sustains us. These fruits, the ancient berries with their concentrated wisdom, and the magnificent jackfruit with its generous bounty, are not to be seen as magic bullets, nor are they isolated cures for complex conditions. They are rather exquisite expressions of a fundamental universal principle that true balance, enduring health, and vibrant vitality are fostered not through aggressive intervention or complicated protocols alone, but through cultivating a harmonious, respectful interplay with the natural world and by nurturing a deep, attentive, and compassionate connection with our own bodies. The true, lasting power lies not just in the specific chemical constituents of these remarkable foods, impressive as they may be, but in the mindful way we approach them, the conscious awareness we bring to the act of nourishment, and the profound respect we cultivate for the intricate, inherent wisdom of our physical forms, which are themselves miracles of nature. The journey to well-being, to a state of ease and equilibrium, is not a battle to be fought against a perceived enemy, whether that enemy is a disease, a symptom, or even a part of our own body. It is, more accurately, a dance to be learned, a rhythm to be found, a state of grace to be cultivated. This dance involves listening with great patience and sensitivity to the subtle cues, the gentle whispers of our body. It involves striving to understand its ever-changing needs, its signals of hunger, satiety, discomfort, or ease, and responding with gentle, consistent, and appropriate care. When we choose foods that are whole, that are close to their natural, unadulterated state, still imbued with the life force of the sun and earth, we are, in essence, choosing to align ourselves more closely with the fundamental rhythms and the profound intelligence that governs all life, an intelligence far older and wiser than our own individual fleeting consciousness. There is a profound and palpable peace, a deep sense of rightness that often arises from this conscious alignment, a sense of being supported by something larger than ourselves, of being an integral part of a benevolent and exquisitely ordered cosmic system. This is the peace that frequently eludes us when we are caught in a relentless cycle of restriction, anxiety, self-criticism, and a purely clinical, mechanistic approach to our health and healing. Consider for a moment the profound impact of our mindset, our inner disposition. If we approach our food, the very substance that builds and sustains our physical existence, with fear, with suspicion, with a sense of constant vigilance against potential harm or hidden dangers, Our bodies, being exquisitely sensitive instruments, often mirror that tension, that contraction, that state of alarm. The digestive process itself can be compromised by stress and anxiety, but if, conversely, we approach our nourishment with genuine gratitude, with a heartfelt appreciation for the life force it offers, with a deep trust in our body's innate ability to assimilate these gifts wisely and efficiently, then the entire experience of eating, of being nourished, becomes in itself a healing act. This doesn't mean abandoning prudence, common sense, or ignoring sound, evidence-based medical advice when it is needed. It means rather integrating that valuable knowledge with a more ancient intuitive wisdom, a wisdom that recognizes the potent healing power of joy, of pleasure derived from simple things, of a loving, respectful connection to our food, and by extension, to the earth that provides it.